Hello again, science class. This is Nathan. I'm going to talk to you some more about CK-12. In this video, I'm going to show you how to use CK-12 practice. They call it the CK-12 adaptive practice. So first of all, I want to tell you that in the science classes, I'm going to give you guys lots of stuff to read, but not all of it is going to be assigned to you. Whenever I assign a chapter, then I want you to do the CK-12 practice. But let me just show you an example. So most of what you're going to access are going to be on these things called agendas, and I'll show you guys these on a later day. But notice that on the left side, there's resources. On the right side, there's assignments. And these two readings will lead you to CK-12, and so will the CK-12 practice on the right. But the stuff on the left is just resources. The stuff on the right are the assignments. So whenever you see something in red that says CK-12 practice, and sometimes we'll have a period, that is your assignment. So the stuff on the left, I want you guys to read the chapters and take notes, but you don't have to answer the questions that go with it. But the stuff on the right, I want you to read it, take notes, and then I want you to also do the questions that go with it, and that's how you get your points. So let me show you a couple examples. So this is the chapter I used in the last video. This one is about Venus. So you would read the chapter, take notes, and on the bottom right, there's a button that says start practice. Mine says continue practice because I have everything but one question done. I'm gonna click on keep practicing. I'll show you guys how to do a brand new one in just a second. But you would go here to answer questions. To notice that I can't see the chapter anymore, which is why I want you guys to take notes so you guys can do well on these questions. So the goal of these CK-12 practices is to get 10 questions correct. So once you get your 10 questions correct, so right now I have 9 out of 10, I'm going to get one more. Venus has extremely high atmospheric pressure and intense greenhouse effect. That is true. So we'll click check it. And so I'm going to go back to these little surveys here in just a second. I'm going to say confident. But after you answer 10 questions, it says, well done. And then you click on view report. And after you click on view report, it brings you back here. So one way you know that I have assigned something to you is at the very top, you'll see this banner that says, this is assigned to you. And it gives you the due date and the class. And so in order to turn in your score, I got 100%, but I'm not done yet. I have to click turn in, or else I won't get any points for it. So please don't forget to press the turn in button, and don't click the turn in button from Google Classroom. Make sure you click the turn in button from CK-12. When it says turn in again, that means you know you've turned it in. I'll show you why in a second why you might want to turn something in a second time. That's the basics of the CK-12 practice. So let me show you guys a few other tips here. So here's a different chapter. This one's about Mars. So again, I know this is assigned to me because I have this little banner at the top that says this is assigned to you and has a turn in button. If I click turn in right now, it says looks like I have not completed the assignment yet. So I haven't actually started the questions. So you would read the chapter, take notes, watch the videos if you need to. And then the bottom right, there's this green start practice button. So I'm gonna click on start practice. And again, I'll click on start practicing. So there's lots of new things that come with these CK-12 practices. So first of all, I got this little pop-up that says, how confident are you on this topic? And I would try to be honest if you can, because CK-12 is really trying to improve their platform. I've been using CK-12 since I started teaching here, and so I know I kind of understand what they're trying to improve. How confident are you on this topic? Well, I haven't really read this chapter yet. I'm going to say moderately confident, but I'm just doing it for demonstration purposes. So a few things to note here is at the top, it tells me how my progress, 0 out of 10, I haven't started yet. On the bottom, I have this little guy named Flexi. He can give me hints, and so if I click on him, he'll give me hints. And the skill level, I'm going to talk about the skill level in just a second. So let's just start by answering any question. The ancient Greeks and Romans named the planet named the planet Mars after the god of, I have to know this one is war. So click on check it. And I got that. Yeah, so now my score is 1 out of 10. You're on a roll. Skill level to be determined. So nothing's there yet. I'll show you. I'll talk about skill level when something pops up. Mars is the blank planet from the sun. I know that this one is 4th. So I got 2 out of 10 questions right. So I'm going to show you what happens right now if you get a wrong answer. Water cannot stay in liquid form because of temperature is too high. So yeah, that's the wrong question. So I'm going to click try again. I'm going to click the same one. I just want to show you guys what happens if I get something wrong. So now I definitely got this question wrong. And notice that my score did not go down. So the really cool thing about CK-12 practice is that I only need to get 10 questions correct. It does not count wrong answers against me. Now, this means that there are usually more than 10 questions for you to answer, which means that you'll have lots of tries to get those 10 points. But sometimes there will only be 10 questions. So the only way to get those 10 points is to start over. So just make sure you watch whatever pop-ups and notes it gives you about that. Also notice that my skill level is exploring now. So I think the skill levels are something like beginner, exploring, developing, proficient, and mastery. So what that tells you is that even if you get 10 out of 10 points, you could still be at a beginner or exploring level. So what happens is if you answer a question correctly, it gives you a harder question. If you answer a question wrong, it tries to give you an easier question. So these questions are based on your skill level, which is pretty cool. So even if you can't get all the hardest questions correct, you can still get a 10 out of 10 on these CK-12 practices. So what else did I want to show you here? I think that's it. So let's just say that I've tried my hardest and I really can't get past 2 out of 10. Now, I want you guys to get more than 2 out of 10. That's only a 20%. Usually, most students don't have a pretty easy time getting a 9 out of 10 or even 10 out of 10. But let's just say I've worked as hard as I could, or maybe I have to stop and I have to turn in something. I click on the stop for now button in the upper right. It brings me back to the chapter and I'll click turn in. And it says, are you sure you want to turn this in? Your current score is 20%. And say yes, turn in. Now I can definitely turn in now and go back to keep working on it. So I can if I click on keep practicing, it'll bring me back to the questions. And then once I improve my score, I can click on turn in again to get a higher score. So that's why that turn in again button is for. And this will also tell you if you're late on an assignment. So the banner up top will say that this was due yesterday or 2 days ago or whatever. So that's CK-12 practice and how to use it. If you were watching this as part of the CK-12 quiz, please answer the questions below. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you later.